Imagine this. You had a very long and busy day at work, and after that, you would like to relax. Because you clicked on this video, let's assume that one of the ways you do that is by consuming anime or playing video games at night. But the problem is, you neither like slice of life genre, nor you are in the mood for some action shonen. But what if I introduced you to an anime that is relaxing, is episodic, is supernatural, and it could be a perfect match if you are not really a fan of slice of life anime just yet? Would you like to experience an anime that immerses you into a relaxing yet haunting world, that absorbs you into its world and provides you with a healing effect from the noises around you? Let me introduce you to Mushi-shi. It taught me a lesson that helped me survive my toxic workplace. More on that later. In the relentless race of earning money, finishing things before the deadlines, paying bills, driving to work, and adulting in general, some of us do crave a moment of peace and tranquility, whether by going outside in the nature or through anime or video games. I normally go out for some cardio, but there were some times where I could not, so I had to rely on something else. That is when I discovered this anime. I found myself going through a meditative experience when I watched Mushi-shi after a dramatic day of stressful work, car horns, and a time-consuming commute of 2 to 3 hours. Let me tell you why it is a perfect anime after a busy day of work and how it helped me survive a toxic workplace. When I started watching Mushi-shi, I realized that it is an episodic anime, and I do not have to commit to it as if I was committing to a long-running series. Without spoiling too much, this anime is about supernatural events that are caused by Mushi. Mushi are supernatural beings. You will get detailed description of these supernatural beings in the anime. These Mushis live in a supernatural realm that is different from our world. Sometimes their existence and natural world where humanity lives comes in contact, and that causes some curses, illness, or hostile events in human world. I say human, but technically it's our natural world. Now, to cure this event, there exists a Mushi Doctor, and he travels from one place to another to research about Mushi and cure people who are suffering from these events. The main character here is Ginko. He is a Mushi-shi or a Mushi Doctor, hence the name Mushi-shi. That is all I would say for now. Keep in mind that this anime is very slow paced. It is not an action-packed show, but a peaceful immersion with a twist of haunting events. But what makes this anime so good? When I started watching Mushi-shi, I immediately noticed the soundtrack or the background music that creates the immersive storytelling. It is so soothing that it feels like it is healing you from the stress. Not only it makes you experience the supernatural themes in the anime, but it makes you feel like you are in this anime. It is like a new experience in each folklore of the episode. I believe that soundtrack is the most important element while watching this show. It almost feels like that it invites you and lets you take place within it. It is really hard to describe, so just give it a shot. Second is atmospheric storytelling. This anime has easier to understand story in each episode because it is driven from folklore, and that allows it to create insanely immersive experience for anyone watching it. And it doesn't have to worry too much about the plot points. I believe that this anime is drawn from Japanese folklore and Shinto beliefs. The story is not driven by action, but subtle interplay of human realm and mushis, or supernatural world with natural world. These supernatural creatures are an essence of life that interacts with humans or other natural beings. This anime also touches upon some concept of coexistence with the nature in a subtle way. Some of these fables leave us with more questions than answers in its theme, and that's why I like it a lot. Third is supernaturality. Mushi are supernatural beings that exist in their own world. They are neither evil nor good. Mushi-shi does not moralize them, but tells us that there is an ecosystem that exists within their world and there is an ecosystem that exists within our world. The flow of life flows in a normal essence, but if they collide, something can go wrong. In my opinion, Mushi-shi also presents consequences of two ecosystems interacting with each other. Supernatural and natural world interacts and weird stuff happens. And what happens is pretty much mesmerizing yet haunting. Let me suggest you a best way to watch this anime in my opinion. The best way to experience Mushi-shi is by turning off the lights, making your room dark, grabbing comfortable blanket, weighted one if you have access to it, I did not, and using headphones. Trust me, the headphones are insanely important because the background music or soundtracks in this anime are just otherworldly. Visuals are amazing of course, but the background music takes you inside this anime's world. So how did it help me when I was dealing with my toxic workplace? While working through every single day, I forgot how it felt to appreciate the things around me, because I was always busy going to office, dealing with database management systems, going to meetings, coming back home, and having barely any time left after my gym. I started feeling like my life would be drained away working in a cubicle, and I felt like a machine with no purpose. It became worse when I realized that I will have to do unpaid overtime later on. Now look, if you are working 9 to 5 and if you're happy with it, that is completely fine. You can do it if that's what makes you happy. It is not to portray some sort of an objective conclusion on a certain thing, but just describing my own experience and how I felt working for that corporation. Anyway, the portrayal of Mushi interacting with the human world gave me a certain perspective in life that I used whenever I felt stressed out or burned out from my work. The Mushi coming from supernatural world to our natural world and causing supernatural events made me realize that even in our normal world, there are some events which could be extraordinary, and we tend to miss those extraordinary events because we are too busy going through our life, and those extraordinary events happens on a daily basis. I was basically just getting up in the morning, going for a run, getting ready, being frustrated that I had to wake up too early. When I kept on focusing on it, it made my mindset pretty negative. But for somehow after watching this anime, I started noticing things in my life way more frequently. Looking at a beautiful rainbow after the rain from the window of my bus made me smile. Watching someone buying a car as a present for their mom made me feel happy. Birds chirping in the morning is what I looked forward to every single day, instead of getting frustrated on me having to wake up too early. Watching the sky turns blue as the sunrise happened during my morning cardio sessions became my coffee. I just realized that I needed to chill out and take a breather and appreciate the nature around me. This is one of those very obvious things that we always have heard of but never did it without something influencing us to do. And my influence was this anime. So think about a time when you took a moment to appreciate things around you. It could be people that you love, it could be your friends, it could be things about your hobbies, sports, going to gym in the morning. But yeah, appreciating little things in life kinda made me cope with that job. Let me know if there is something out there that helped you in these sort of toxic situation where you were stressed out. So why Mushi-shi is such an amazing anime? Yes, it provides atmospheric experience. Yes, it is peaceful after a stressful day at work. But for me, it is amazing because it taught me to seek extraordinary things in ordinary life. Of course, appreciating extraordinary things in ordinary life can only get you somewhere with your mindset. But what happens with that is that you can develop a positive mindset, and with that positive mindset, you can function better in those toxic workplaces instead of having mental breakdowns. And that positive mindset will reflect in your work or something that you do in that toxic environment. To all of you who have subscribed, to all of you who comments on my videos, I'm really thankful. And if you haven't done that yet, don't worry, do it when you can.